Human beings are great but funny animals. They often say one thing but do the exact opposite, or they condemn things that they are secretly fond of. And enter stories and horror movies. Originally, storytelling was used around the campfire, telling fun stories to help forget about fear and live life. But now, humans sit around the campfire and tell stories looking for fear in order to forget about life. And again, enter horror movies. Now, there are two types of people who watch horror movies. First, the casuals. They only watch what's popular and then return back to their favorite genre. And then there's the sweats. The people who consume nothing but horror movies and thrillers for fun. Despite secretly being masochists, these people watch horror for the love of the game, and they will consume anything that's horror related. And I thought that I was one of them, but I was wrong, and for all the right reasons. Because I watched Hereditary. Hereditary. And I gotta admit, damn characters are annoying as hell. Now, please let this be a sign that if any of your siblings are doing some crazy shit like killing pets with no remorse or guilt, to keep an eye on them, especially if they're out here talking about seeing deceased family members. And maybe I will understand in the future, but for now, I don't understand what would possess someone to live in the middle of nowhere with big ass trees surrounding his house. And again, this main character annoys me to no end. I don't know if it's because I can fight, but my guy, multiple times the situation could have been resolved with a straight 1-2 or uppercuts. And this dude is your typical teenager who would allow his dick to take him to places that he wouldn't even go with a gun. But watching this didn't scare me at all. 2 full hours feeling nothing but straight confidence. Which then brings me to Host. Now, you cannot convince me that this isn't a comedy, because there is no way I'm getting cyber haunted by a demon or the devil. Because like cyberbullying, just turn off the screen, my guy. Honestly, I didn't even watch this halfway. I mean, there's no point. This shit won't scare me. But then I watched Smile, and first of all, this shit is way too long for no reason, and half the time, the horror moments are given too much time to breathe. And to me, this is more of a thriller than a horror. But watching this did make me take it a tad bit serious, but I wasn't scared. And I will tell you this, the main character is a gangster, because when she was alone in her room, and someone, obviously a ghost, was calling her name in the dark, do you know what she does? She had the audacity, the nerve, to ignore it and go back to sleep. Like, god damn, when I saw this, I jumped from my seat straight laughing. Now, obviously, the demon didn't let that slide. Then at the end, she kills the demon, but obviously good horror doesn't die. And even that scene didn't scare me. And so, I thought that with me being grown up and being brave, I was finally immune to horror movies, because I am not a superstitious person, and I can control my overthinking to a degree. But then I watched The Conjuring, and this shit had me pausing the movie every now and then and checking around. And again, like every movie on this list, what could possibly possess a normal person to buy an abandoned rundown house that's obviously haunted in the middle of nowhere? Like at this point, I can't really blame the ghosts anymore, or the demons, because these people are eagerly asking for it. And I like the fact that after a bit, the entire family realized that they have a supernatural problem, even though there were clear signs all along. But anyway, they get the Ghostbusters involved as well. And tell me why, this nigga is casually living with demons and ghosts in the same house he sleeps in.
Everything you see in here is either haunted, cursed, or has been used in some kind of ritualistic practice. Nothing's a toy. Not even the toy monkey. Don't touch it.
Like, having Cthulhu and Lucifer in your basement talking about, oh, they are safe, just don't touch them, is insane work. And now, forgive me for being racist for a bit, but bear with me. But it's because it's white. Having something that can overpower you, possess you, or potentially kill you in a single touch, yet keeping it casually laying about, locked in a small, very breakable glass container, which gets opened, has to be the most white thing I've ever seen. Because what is your chromosome situation like for this to be a good idea? And now, sorry for that, I'm talking sidetracked, but this had me a few times and it's a good horror to watch. And I realized that I don't actually mind horror movies so long as they have a happy ending. Now, I will tell you this, Insidious is a whole different breed of scary, because 5 minutes in and my mood had completely changed. And I'll be honest, I partially watched this movie with the lights on. Sure, some of the horror elements are lost due to this would go into the quote-unquote demon realm, but I will tell you this, the underlying fear is always there. Now, I learned that horror movies are a breeze for me and I can handle most of them, except for a few that are done just perfectly, because Insidious and The Conjuring are built different. And I may not be a die-hard fan of horror movies, but I'll recommend these two for you. And well,
that's all, folks.
That's all.
Is he allowed to say that legally?